How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted for quite a while. Maybe there's a couple of subscribers that are like, what happened to him? He just started it and then he ain't posted it for 3 months. We'll get to that. Today, I don't think I got a trailer on the channel yet, so this is going to be pretty cool here. This is the new shop, obviously. I'll get to that. But this trailer I found on the side of the road, believe it or not. The wheel bearings ain't stuck, nothing like that. They're in good shape. It's got no tires. I got tires for it. So if you come and take a closer look, this is actually a dump trailer. It's still tied down apparently, or seized up. Okay, might need a little grease there. But I seen it on the side of the road, and I asked the fella. I said, why are you throwing it away? He said, because I got one that's in better shape. He said, I'm just getting rid of this. I said, I'll take it. He said, well, you're welcome to it. He said, I had my trailer and stuff. I threw it on, took it home. So it's going to make somebody a really good woods trailer, especially where it dumps. I might make it a little bit longer, just so it's 6 foot. So somebody can put 8 foot lengths of wood on this. And that way it'll tilt better too. So once they unhook that, it should just tilt itself the longer it is. And they got their buggy or their four wheeler, they can just drive away from it and everything will stay on the ground. It's going to be a great little rig. So as you can see, it's a little rusty. There's quite a bit of rust forming onto it, but there's nothing that's hurt the integrity or the strength of the trailer. So it's gonna make a good trailer for somebody. Look, the wheel bearings are good. We're gonna take the rims off. We're gonna check out the bearings, pack them with grease at least. Definitely clean them up, and we're gonna paint the thing. So, and the tongue doesn't look all that great. You can see where she's been used in the woods. So I went to Home Hardware. I got a new one for it. I should mount right on there just like that. Either probably just bolt it on. So that was only surprisingly 30 bucks. And that's for something else. It's not for this. A little bit of black paint, you know, to rebuild it, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I got a little bit of chain here. I think the idea, we'll get to it, but I want to gear up a way that you can easily lock it down and then unlock it for when you want to dump. And I think this might work out. So let's just get to it. First thing we're going to start with, oh, and another thing is this tongue, or the shaft for the hitch, it's only bolted on. And I think what I'm going to do is make it a little bit longer, so we might weld that right solid. Keep that bolt there. We'll weld it right solid to the trailer frame and extend it just a little bit, so it's going to be easier for maneuvering in the woods and stuff. And if you jackknife it, the corner of your trailer isn't going to take out the fender on your bike, because nobody likes that, right? So you know what I mean. So I think the first thing we're going to do is I'm very pressed for time right now. I got maybe 10 minutes. And then I gotta get going. I got an appointment to catch. So let's see how far we can paint this thing. Try to get it dry. Maybe it'll dry by the time I get back. And then what we're gonna do is tackle taking the rims off. And eventually we'll put tires onto it. They're junkyard tires, so hopefully they hold air. Probably not. Great. So, what you should do is, you know, clean it, sand it, grind it, whatever. We're just going to rebuild it with Trimclad. It's very, very good. This way is very good. So I plan on doing all anything I got to weld, anything small that I can bring in here. I plan on doing it in here. But Obviously, I'm gonna do something with the floor. Because, you know, I don't really want to catch her a fire here. That might not be a good thing. A little bit of paint on the floor, I don't care about that. This was originally built, we built this ourselves. We even dug the foundation by hand, pickaxe and shovel, and let me tell you, it was not fun. And I'll never pick up another shovel as long as I live, because it sucked. But we got it built. It was going to be the in-law suite. And obviously it didn't get finished. So we didn't do that. And I said, well, I'll turn it into a shop then. So, and that's where we are with that. So, it'll be a decent little shop. I obviously got to fix the doors. I threw them up quick and the wind took them and blew one straight off the hinges. So that's great. I'll have to fix them up, but that's no big deal. As for not posting videos, right around the time I stopped, my computer said, I don't want to compute no more and do computer things. So, that's basically why I stopped. And then by the times I had to send the computer away, because I don't know jack about computers, I had to send it away. By the times I got it back, I was starting lobstering anyway. And the first of lobstering is always the most stressful time, and you got to be concerned about everybody's safety, and that's my main job. I don't get paid by YouTube, not yet. Anyway, hopefully I will. So my main focus was lobstering and on the boat, making sure everything was safe, everything was working out good for everybody, and that there was nothing forgotten or anything like that. So my main focus was that, and then now that it's kind of quieted down, I still go lobstering when the weather is good. But it's not a big risk right now, you know what I mean? Because the hard part's done. When you get a boatload of traps, and you got a couple people on deck, you want to make sure that everything is just going right. So my main focus was lobstering. So I had to put the camera down for a bit, but I'm back. Hopefully try to make some videos for you guys. And I enjoy doing it too, so we'll definitely rebuild the rims too. A little bit of paint. And she should look pretty good. Like I said, it's just for the wood. This doesn't have to be inspected or anything, which it would probably pass if you want it to, if the tongue was welded on better and not just bolted. So, I already got somebody interested in buying this trailer actually, so he was going to buy it the way it was, but you know, I wanted to make a video out of it. I didn't want to just get rid of it. I wanted to get a video out of it for you guys, since it's been so long. And I said, well, this will be a quick little project to get back into, you know, the groove of doing it right. And it's starting to look pretty dang good, if you ask me. Okay, so I had to take off real quick, go to that appointment. I'm back now. Paint's dry. So I think next thing we're going to do is attempt to weld in here. I do got a piece of sheet metal underneath the trailer that I'm going to keep low. I was going to flip the trailer upside down so I could weld a little bit higher, but I figured then sparks would go a little further, so yeah, I don't know, let's try it, I guess. See how many times we can blow the breakers and go from there, I guess. First thing, I'm going to cut this rope off of here. Alright, now I'm going to clean up the metal a little bit with the mini grinder. Probably shouldn't have painted it first, but either way I would have had to clean the metal up. So I'm just going to roll it up a little bit. Right a bit to there. Alright, that should be good enough. We get quite a gap here, but they should be able to fill it with the weld. Okay, so far so good. The home of the welder is humming away. So let's see what happens here. The house is wired for 220, so it should handle it. We'll find out, I guess. This is going to be really awkward, but I'd rather stay low so the sparks don't go as far, hopefully.
So far, so good. Now, if you guys see a fire, you let me know, eh? So, whoa, 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 hold on now. We're gonna cut that out real quick. Alright, move up some.
Alright, that should be good for that side. And just like that, that part's done. Oh, nope, definitely not a welder, but guess what? She's gonna hold, so it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so now we're gonna attempt to take the rims off. And if the wheels keep turning, then I guess I'll go get my electric gun. But hopefully they'll just come free. No, they won't. Should know that. Geez, that's on there, ain't it? Holy Moses. Yeah, might need the gun. Cut! Alright, we got persuasion here. Hopefully, with a little persuasion, they'll come. Ooh. I think it's bent. Oh, okay. Wait, what? What happened here? The whole stud came out. What in the actual... Well, that sucks. The stud came out. Okay, great. Might have to get a couple studs. That's fantastic. Hopefully these ones will come off. Nope, same thing. The studs are coming out. Can't be. Unless they must be bolts. I don't know. They look like nuts. I don't know. I'm going to jack up the trailer a little bit. I just got this motorcycle jack not long ago. I've used it once now. I replaced bearings for a friend's bike. I filmed it and then everything got corrupted. So this is now the first official video since I posted last. So that really sucks. That was a pretty good video. Wow. Oh, maybe they're... I don't know what's going on. Are they welded? They must be like a Volkswagen. They must be bolts, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, yeah. Oh, look. There's nuts on the back side, too. How does that work? That must have been for spacing, I guess. And this one had one as well. Just slips on. Okay. Weird. So I guess they're just going to stay there. Does this one turn? It does, okay. This one is there, I guess. Weird. Can't say I've ever seen that before. I don't know if I got a hammer over here or not. I got a big mall hammer. But I also have an extension. Which is basically a hammer, right? Come on. Oh. What the hell? Oh God. This might be more work than I was bargaining for. Well, that's pulling right out. What the heck? Maybe one stripped? I don't know. Maybe that's why there's only 3. That seems to be better. Okay, one is stripped. Note to self, one is stripped. That's fine. They only need 3 anyway. You know what I mean? Alright, let's take this side right off. The brake drum, I guess. And see what the bearing looks like. Let's get the cotter pin off and find out. I'm pretty sure that's just a cover. At first it had me, uh-oh. Then I was thinking, what kind of sockets do I got? That's gonna fit that, but I think we're gonna be alright. Everything is a hammer. Okay, am I right? I am. And it's just a regular nut that is, wow, loose as can be. Look at that. Or is it stripped? My luck, it's stripped. Okay, it came off. It looks fine. That's a washer. Take the washer off. It's got a little nib that goes on the side there, see? Kind of locks in. And there comes the bearing. That's great. That's the race. Plenty of grease in there. Get that full of dirt. That's just what you want. Plenty of grease in there. I'll re-grease it though, just because. That sits right there like that. So this bearing is not great. There's the seal coming right off. That should be on the back of that. But the bearing's okay. The bearing's not bad. And there's lots of grease in here actually, so I don't even really... Well, there's plenty of grease right here that I can reuse. Okay, that looks fine to me. So now let's put this back. Then put that bearing back. And then put this washer back. And the nut. Maybe these aren't meant to be all that tight, but I think I'll tighten it down a little bit more than what it was. Alright, so we checked that. Just snug it up. You don't want to... That might actually be too tight, by the way that feels. Oh, that feels way better. So I'm going to say they only go finger tight. That feels pretty good. Yeah, I tightened it up and it was rolling kind of crappy, so I'll just leave it the way it was. How about that? Put this cat back. You know, put back the old cotter pin. Reuse it. If it'll go back in the hole. Get in there. There we go. See if I can turn that. And that's that. And we'll just leave it the way it is. No play in the bearing, so that's fine. And we'll just pretend we check the other side, but I'll go over there and take the rim off anyway. Okay, so we get the rim off, and she's rebuilt, you know, it's fine. I could paint them while the rims are off. Could do that much at least. There's a nail in this one. Approved. I think what we're going to do is raise the front of this trailer and see what we can do about extending this tongue. May as well keep her on that jack there and just put something underneath the front of it. Like maybe this here. Should be good enough for now. I would might have to adjust it. I might have to bring the whole thing back some, so I got more tin here because I got to weld on a piece of metal here. So I wonder if the jack would just roll, that board will flip, but that's okay. There we go. Now I can just lift that back up and put that underneath of it. Now let's see if these are gonna come loose for us. Take this old tongue off because that's, you know, she's been well used. So we'll take that off Got a new one anyways for it. I know that's gonna be junk, and whoever buys this is gonna have to replace it anyway, so we'll go ahead and get it done. What size would they be now? Not that. 17? Nope. 16. We'll put that one back. Now I have zero faith in these actually breaking free without twisting off. Probably turning on the bottom, but it's turning so hard I can't tell. How's this one going? Oh jeez, might need my big gun or put my gun on it. The bottom's definitely turning. Hold that one from turning, hopefully. See what happens here. There's one. Ooh, look at the rust. Ah, man. That went half sideways. Great. Just great. Have to put that back on now. Try to turn it the other way. Hopefully, get that socket off easily. Should have a, let's give it a little touch here. There we go. Now, well, since it's already loose, it shouldn't get stuck anymore. It did. There it comes. So there's that one. The bolts need to be changed anyway, look at them. They're toast. So I'll have to pick up some bolts. I should have done that already, I never even thought. I picked up, I might have some actually, somewheres. Oh my. See if we can tighten it a little bit maybe. Alright, so I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to, you know, cut it off because we're going to need new ones anyway. Safety hazard. Might want to change that one. Probably won't use that one again. Or maybe I will, I don't know. Anyway, we finally got that off. And got that other bolt out. So obviously that was no good anyways, look at it. That's no good, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of pipe. Hopefully the one I brought will either go over top or inside. And then we can easily just weld it. I I'd rather it not butt up flush. I don't, well, not rather not. I won't even put it on that way, but just probably bring it in another foot at least, if not 2 feet. Alright, so what I've opted to do, I had a smaller bar that would fit inside. I didn't like it so well. Then my bigger one was the exact same size. So I got 2 pieces of angle iron from an old bed frame that I cut roughly 16 inches long. And what's cool about this is that after I weld it, I'll get rid of the rope there, but that's pretty much a perfect fit for that there. So we'll be able to tack that on a lot easier, and I won't have to bend it and destroy it like I was talking about before. Why? Because I'm too lazy to drill holes, that's why. Drilling holes in metal is not fun, and it never works out good for me, so, and I'm usually here for hours. So I figure I'm going to skip that part, and, well, hopefully skip that part. Now hopefully I can get a ground, that would be really cool. Okay, it's a little smoky in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it is. So I'm glad I'm done with that. I said I was going to tack weld that on to make it easier for the next fella, and I just went to town and welded the whole damn thing solid. And I think it's pretty straight. It did move on me a little bit. The tongue itself did move a little bit. But I think it kind of equaled out because the original tongue was this way, and then my hitch is a little bit this way, so maybe it'll toe straight now. Probably not. Anyway, it's going to be fine. So this trailer isn't meant to be going down the highway anyway, so it's not like it's going to wear the tires out any faster going through the woods. It's going to be fine as kind, A-okay. So, now that that is done, thank God, because it is smoky in here, need a little more ventilation. So the next thing is going to be, well, we need to do a little more painting. I mean, you got to get the tires on. it's getting pretty late in the day here, so I might not get that far, but definitely probably won't get the tires on. But we can probably do a little bit more painting, get that done. And let me see. Oh yeah, we can gear this up too. We can gear this up with that chain I bought. Oh, I gotta start carrying a pocket knife, man. See if I can untie this. The struggle is real. That's for sure. There's that. So yeah. So we'll see. That's what I bought the chain for, and the clip. The chain was $3. The hitch was $35, I think, and this was almost $30. So explain that one to me. So I might tack weld the chain on, depending. We'll see how it goes here. Hopefully, oh my god, my chain's not even big enough. Wow. I guess I should have tried that before I left Home Hardware. That's fantastic. So you can probably see what the idea was going to be. What the idea was, unless like tack weld that together or something. I don't know. The idea was going to be, there, done. And then unhook it just like that. That was going to be the... I wonder if I got something I can even put them two links together with, maybe a smaller clip or something. I had some stuff around, but everything's so everywhere that I don't know where nothing is. So I'm going to have to take a look around, see what I can find. In the meantime, that's toasty. In the meantime, the welds here. Probably gonna have to get another can of paint. I got one somewheres in the other barn, I believe. Maybe don't paint over hot metal. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It'll dry fast anyway. I guess we're fine. We're fine. Just enough to get that covered up. And yeah, I think that's going to be good. So the trailer's looking pretty good. All painted nice and black. The tongue's on. A little crooked, but I think it's going to be alright for behind the bike. So I guess tomorrow we're going to have to figure out that chain situation and get the tires on the rim. So, alright, so we're back. It's literally like 2 days after the other footage I filmed. Yeah, so I had to go to plots and that. Now it's a winter wonderland, so that's great. A lot of snow on the ground. At least it's not too cold. It's only 0 degrees Celsius, so that's not too bad, right? So we're pretty much done with this trailer here. You guys didn't see, I put this chain around it. I linked that together. So now it can't fly up. And it's just perfect that, you know, you can unhook it and hook it back up. So that's going to be fine. We're going to get the tires on hopefully today. I got some plans for this right now. I got some more angle iron here in the shop. And I think what I'm going to do is the inside of the trailer itself, I'm going to make a floor for it, obviously. I was going to do lobster pot wire, but now that I'm looking at it, if you come a little closer, you can see that there's literally no support for, you know, there's no support here. There's a little bit of support here, but lobster pot wire is pretty soft. So now I'm kind of worried about doing that. The reason for lobster pot wire was so if this thing fills up with snow, which is going to in Nova Scotia, it just melts through. It doesn't rot any wood or anything. Now I do got a piece of wood that I left on back of the trailer, and that's full of snow. That's great. Okay, well, anyway. And I got self-tapped and screws, so we might go back to that route. But I really wanted to put on some lobster trap wire, so we'll have to see. But if I do that, I might have to at least put a brace right here. And so that way, if anybody's like going to the camp and they're bringing stuff onto the trailer, like the wood splitter and stuff like that, you know, the wood splitter, it's going to be in an area and it might sag, and we don't want the floor itself. We might do that next, or the tires. We'll have to see. So, but for now, let's get the mini grinder wherever I left that. I think what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this piece of metal here and put it across that for a little bit of added support. I don't know why. I had a plan for this, but it's not going to work. I'm just going to put a floor in as or I'm just going to put in chipboard as a floor. I get a piece out there. It's buried in the snow, so that's great. So let's get this welded on so we can do the floor, so we can do the tires. So what you're going to want to do when you weld, you want to paint everything first, so you know it might catch fire like I did. So that's great. Anyway, let's just, you know, do it. Now if you Yeah, so battery died on the impact. So we're going to do tires instead while the batteries are charging. We'll do that. So that's good. So we got our two rooms over here. I've never had this tire changer on the channel before. This is only the second time I've actually used it. So still getting used to it. You put your rim on and that little bolt goes through one of your stud holes to hold your rim into place. Then you put your little spare thingamabob there, so I don't know, nothing turns. I guess they want it there, so we'll put it there. And this thread's on the top, just like that. Holds that into place. You ain't gonna hum that right tight. So what we're gonna start with is that tire. Okay, so we got this tire here. Very, very good tire, see? Very good. It definitely didn't come from the junkyard. No, it never. So hopefully it holds air. It holds water. So, yeah, well anyway. Let me get the water out and then we'll clean this rim up and see if we can put it on. Alright, then what you want to do is, most people already know this, but grease the edge of your rim. That's not only going to help seal it, but it's going to help tremendously putting the tire onto the rim, especially when you're doing this by hand, like me. Because I am too cheap to buy, a big tire changer like the shop's got. I'm not buying one of them. They're like $3,000-$4,000. Sometimes more if you buy a good one. So this one was like $150. So yeah, a little bit of elbow grease, literally, and she'll get you by. Buddy of mine's got one. He's been using it for years. That's all he uses. Change his own tires. He don't even balance his tires. He said that's a myth, but I don't believe that. But anyhow, and then he wonders why when he hits 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, she's got the shake of death. So that'd probably be why. Tires way out of balance. So that's greased up. Then you come over here and put a little bit of grease on your tire as well. Spread that around. Like I said, this is going to help you tremendously. If not, you'll just be fighting and fighting. And, yeah. It's quite messy. Especially since I'm always in a rush. Trying to get stuff done. And the rim's wet, so the grease ain't... or the tire's wet, so the grease ain't staying where I want it. So that ain't helping either. Anyway... Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is get your tire started. Come over here and look. Come over here and take a look. I'm very new at this too, so try to get your tire started. Apparently sometimes they'll put themselves on the first time, but this one's not going to. So no point wearing yourself out. Just take your bar that comes with it. This is your duck bill here. It doesn't work on mine, so that's great. So what we're gonna end up doing is prying this baby onto the rim. If it'll stay, just like that. There's that one. That one side is seated. Now this is where you're gonna want your duck bill, if it would work. But mine don't work. So we'll have to make do without it. I'll try it. Maybe it'll work for this little tire. So you get your duckbill, that end, to my understanding, in the rim and under the tire. Then you're going to want to hold this down a little bit. See, my bar keeps trying to twist on me. My buddy says he ain't got this problem, so something must be different about it. It'll hold that end down so the tire don't move. It's supposed to be able to come around. It's not working, so that's great. So I'll have to try and flip this on, if that's going to be possible. Oh man. Oh man, it'd really be nice you buy stuff and it just works, right? The way it's supposed to. Like that duckbill is supposed to do, literally put the tire on for you, and it just doesn't work. It won't even grab the tire. The bar keeps rotating. You just get it started far enough. Maybe you can flip the thing on. Then again, maybe not. A little bit at a time. A lot of people change tires with just bars, so you know it's got to work. You just got to figure out the technique of it, right? There, that one's on. And that was, you know, easy. That was easy. Wasn't even difficult at all. Alright. Surprisingly, I think the tire's seated. We'll find out here. We put some air into her. There's dirt in that. That's great. Well, just see what happens here. Alright, tire seated itself. So that's good. So it should catch a bead as long as the tire don't leak profusely. There it is. Should get a pop here. Well, that was a very small pop. There's another one. Okay, we got a leak right there. Actually, we got a lot of leaks up. We can always fix a flat and see if we can fix them or get new tires. I didn't want to buy new tires because the trailer's not worth it. I'm going to sell the trailer. And brand new tires are at least $100, $150 even for these small ones, or at least $100. The trailer's not worth that. I'm only going to get $400, $500 out of it, so maybe fix a flat will work. I don't know. Anyway, it's on there. Cross that bridge when we, you know, later. Take this back off. So now we gotta get, okay, so to take the tire off with this, you raise your bar, put that metal triangle right on the edge of your rim, just like that. And that plate goes inside the bead. Then you take your bar, then you break her down, just like that. And rotate the tire. That side's off. Then just rinse and repeat for the other side. And another thing to note, that if you got sensors in your valve stems, never try not to put it on that, because you will break it. And they're not cheap either, so get your rim in the position. Exact same thing. Sometimes they don't break off right easy. There we go. And the rest of the tire just fell off for us. So that's great. They don't all go that easy, folks. Buddy of mine said sometimes he spends almost an hour per tire just breaking them down. So I guess we got lucky. Then we put her rim up here. Make sure a little burr goes into her lug nut hole. Spin that on. Now, see if we can get this off. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I say that, but then you never know. So you just pry it up and go right around. And that's how you should be able to put your tire on. But again, the duck foot or the duck bill or whatever the heck that is, it doesn't work. So now this is your, make sure it's into the deepest part of your rim, or else you're not going to have the room and you're going to get stuck. Then put your bar underneath the next spot here. On the other side of the tire, same thing. And then peel it off. And they don't always come off that easy either. So, I guess we got lucky twice. Besides the fact that the tire leaks like a sieve. And we can't win them all, okay? Take this rim off. We're not. There we go. Get our other rim here. Alright, so I went through the whole tire, and unfortunately, it's got at least 2 leaks right next to the sidewall, and possibly a third one. But this is just going to be a woods trailer, so I'm going to attempt to put a couple plugs into it and see how that goes. So one at a time here. We know we got a leak right here. Oh, it's leaking all through here too. Look, it would take a lot of plugs. Let me spray that again. Oh yeah, look, the whole thing's gone out of it. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know. A lot. I can attempt to plug it since I got everything here. I can attempt it, but it's probably not gonna work. Where is he? Where is it even? Right here somewhere. I don't know. I think it's there. Okay, so now we got a bigger hole. Oh, jeez, now I can't open this. I need to make vice grips. So we get one of our plugs out. I know this ain't gonna work. What a waste of time this is gonna be, I know it, but just flatten it out some. Best you can. It's really sticky. Then you try and feed it through that little gap. Just like so. Till you're about midway. Something like that. Take your glue. Glue up the whole thing. Just for a little added measure. And it helps as lubrication too. So then you take out your little pick here. Then shove that right in the hole. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Now it's inside. That ain't supposed to happen. So that's probably karma saying it's not going to work. Look at that. Look at that. The tire's just... So let's just see. A little spray on that. Put some air into it, see what happens. Ain't no way that's gonna hold. Geez, it might be. It is. I don't know how. Oh man. It's big enough for 2 plugs, honestly. Alright, well, let's find this one. Which is right here, I do believe. Make our hole bigger. Let's see if we can plug this one. Oh man, this is fun. If anybody's ever plugged tires, you know you're not supposed to plug tires on the sidewall. So if anybody's watching that knows anything, how long, put it down in the comments, how long do you think that plug's going to stay there? You think 5 minutes or an hour or a week? Or maybe its whole life, hard to say. I doubt it, but we'll glue this one up. Take that out. Find the hole. This is how hard they should go in. Oh, God. Of course. And man. Good thing I got a lot of plugs right there. Now let's not shoot that in to the other side of the tire. Okay, we're going. Stop. Pull it out. Okay. Now let's see if it even held it, if it even worked. Oh my God, it's working, I think. Now we just got that little slow leak. Wow, this might uh-oh. We got a leak around the rim. Look at that. It didn't seal good. Oh, it's sealing now. Maybe just needs some more air. Nope, probably not. So let's see where that actually is. There's another one right there. Jeez. We're going to be chasing holes all day. Look, there's another one there. I don't know, boys. Ladies and gentlemen. Is that another one? Look, that's a slow leak there. And there's another one somewhere else. I can hear it. Right here. There's one there. There's one there. Maybe I'm done with the plugs. Because, you know, we're wasting them at this point. Which these are only like $1.25. It's not a big deal, but, you know, is it worth it? No. No, it isn't. It's not worth it. It's not worth $1.25. So I'm gonna, now that we stopped the major air leak, I believe. Nope, we never. Look, this whole tire is just ready to fall apart. Maybe we just go get another tire. This one ain't no good. I could buy some Fix-A-Flat. That's like 20 or 30 bucks. And then say maybe that don't work either. So then we gotta get another tire anyway. So that's the plan. New tire. Great. Right now, so let's just get this screwed down, get that done, and ready for tomorrow. So let's get after it. New plan. Yeah. I got two different types of self-tapping screws. None of them's going through this trailer frame, so this is made of diamond, obviously. So I should probably be able to sell this for about $500,000. Anyway, so I'm not gonna run through all my drill bits trying to make potholes and all this stuff and bolt it down. I'm just literally gonna. Geez, I got some loud. Quiet down, you. Take two little pieces of metal here, and I'm going to tack weld them to the frame just to hold it in on the front and back, so that way when you're going through the woods it doesn't bounce out. And if somebody wants to change this down in the future, I'm going to paint it obviously, but all they have to do is cut the weld. So I don't know. It's just what I'm going to do. So. And it'll work. So let's get after it and get it done, eh? This one should work anyway. Let's. There we go. Well, it's done. Oh man, what a time I had. I couldn't find any tires at all. So I ended up finding some different rims and tires. I'll show you here in a second. And then last night the phone died, and you know there was only a little bit left to do, paint it, and then get some tires. So I said I'm going to do the painting, get it done. So now I'm going to take you around real quick and show you the end result. And yeah, go from. So here it is, the new tongue. I extended the bar, extended that, got a chain for it, so the dump trailer doesn't dump when you don't want it to dump, right? Nice. I rebuilt her with the black spray can, so she's completely rebuilt, brand new, and it doesn't look too bad if you ask me. I did add, to hold them down, I think this is where the video cut off last night. I was talking about these, and so the whole idea for that is just so the board don't bounce out when you're going through the woods with her. And it's just tack welded on there, same as this side here. So you can easily just take a mini grinder, cut them out, replace your board, do whatever you want to do. So that part's done, and we also went and got brand new tires. Nope, they're from a junkyard. They're actually dummy tires from, I think that one's from, I'm not sure. I think somebody, what did they say? A Toyota Yaris maybe? A dummy for them. Anyway, I ended up finding two. They were the exact same, except for tread-wise. But exact same rim. They bolted up perfectly. And yes, there's only two studs on each side. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. I did go to Napa and I lined up, or I matched up studs. I have a set coming, so 4 new ones and I'm bleeding apparently. Didn't know that. 4 new ones, so I can get them, and you know, then she'll be gravy. But it's fine with 2. You know, I've run 2 in the woods for quite a while. Never had an issue. So anyway, yeah, that's her and all her glory. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you, you know, watching the video. And I know there's been a huge delay in video making. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It's free to do. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that way, and when I post, you'll get notified for every video I do post. Hopefully, I'll post more than one. Anyway, that's the plan. I got a whole bunch of crap to do, and I hope I get it filmed. Now that I got somewhere inside to work, and like I said, the lobster season's already started, so I don't have to really worry about that. So anyway, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope to see you next time. Peace.